Nintendo news, viewer questions, player spotlight, and our Nintendo Time Portal is all coming up. Stay tuned! Support this podcast by blasting that like button, sharing the stream, and subscribing right now. Grab the audio version of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast on iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, or Player FM. Visit our website at nintendochitchat.com and catch up on everything Nintendo.
Nintendo Chit Chat Live! Nintendo Chit Chat Live! Subscribe and become a Nintendo Chit Chatter with EDDY RAY! EDDY RAY! Nintendo Chit Chat Live! Nintendo Chit Chat Live! Subscribe and become a Nintendo Chit Chatter with EDDY RAY! Master Entertainer! Video game reviews, epic merch hauls, gameplay videos, unboxings, we stream Doom, Fortnite, Paladins, my favorite, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, Splatoon, and more. Name your console, we got you covered. You can take it from us, official brand ambassadors. Fresh gaming content nearly every day. Nintendo
Players, get ready! The Nintendo Chit Chat Podcast with your hosts EDDY RAY and Samantha Leinhard starts right now.
We're going live all night with EDDY RAY, so get hype. Subscribe to be notified when he's streaming, so you don't miss when he's playing Doom, slaying creatures and demons, or Payday 2, robbing banks like a G, and Rocket League, driving cars, best believe he's gonna get a goal, yeah, he's always winning. Rated E for EDDY RAY, watch him play, stream away. Rated E for everyone, subscribe so you don't miss the fun. You're sitting on the edge of your seat, so anxious you're clenching your teeth when he's shooting with his fantasy team and paladins, the champions. You don't wanna miss this, put them in your subscriptions. Rated E for EDDY RAY, watch him play, stream away. Rated E for everyone, subscribe so you don't miss the fun.
Alright guys, welcome to the Nintendo Chit Chat Podcast. EDDY RAY with you here. We are dual streaming on both Facebook Gaming and YouTube Gaming as well. So welcome to the podcast. Again, episode 36, Torna the Golden Country. A big shout out to Nintendo actually for a copy of this. This is the new, I guess, game in a sense. It is available as DLC in the expansion pass or a standalone version as well. So looking forward to playing this on the channel with you guys. So look forward to this footage, I guess, of this probably the next week or so, maybe sooner. We'll see if we can get to it in the next few days for you, actually. But it's available now for you guys. It does not include the main game, so keep that in mind. But that is Torna the Golden Country. Very excited for this one. And make sure you guys like, make sure you share, retweet, whatever you want to do. We appreciate you being here on both YouTube and Facebook. We have Fernando. We've got Anita, we got Dank, Hailing Blizzards, good to see you as well. Amber's out there, we got some guys on Facebook here too. We'll pull that up really quickly here. Keegan's out there, good to see you, Keegan. Amber's there on Facebook too, so good to see you on both platforms, Amber, I appreciate that. And welcome once again, guys. So we have a full plate of news for you in the News Bites. We have your questions, a time portal, plus we have a special guest for the first time today as well. And we'll bring her on in a little while. But we have some news to discuss. Taking a short break with you guys here in a moment. We're going to fix our Facebook reactions here because I'm not sure why they kind of melted down on me here. Let's see, the reactions, animations for us. There we go. It deselected itself. There we go. So if you do like or heart, it should show up on screen for you now. So there we go. All right, guys, a short break. We'll be right back in a minute or two, so hang tight. Be right back.
You're listening to the Nintendo Chit Chat Podcast with your hosts, EDDY RAY and Samantha Leinhard. We'll be right back after the short break. Grab the audio version of the Nintendo Chit Chat Podcast on iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, or Player FM. You're listening to the Nintendo Chit Chat Podcast with your hosts, EDDY RAY and Samantha Leinhard.
Alright guys, right back into it here, kicking off this episode with our Nintendo News Bites. We have a lot of news to cover. So we have Samantha Leinhard again back on the podcast. Welcome back, Samantha. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing all right.
Awesome. Episode 36, pretty amazing as we creep up to episode 40 in a few weeks, so it should be pretty exciting for that. But in the meantime, I guess we had some breaking news the past, hour or so? Is that right?
Yeah.
I guess we can mention that now if you want to. Yes. Yeah, sure. So what do we know?
So, we found out that Telltale Games appears to be closing down. They released an official statement about it now, too. They've laid off a large number of people. I believe they went from 250 employees to 25.
Wow.
And it sounds like they're going to be using the remaining 25 to wrap up the final season of The Walking Dead, and then that's going to be it. That's what it looks like at this point. That's
pretty surprising. That was pretty good, successful series, video game series, I should say. It's just really surprising to me. Did anybody see this coming that you know of? Was it like a shock to a lot of people?
Say things that, like the first season of The Walking Dead and maybe the Minecraft story, like those sold well, but their others didn't actually sell that well. But their official statement said that their positive feedback didn't translate to sales.
Wow, interesting. So yeah, it's always come down to sales, I guess, with these companies, and unfortunately, I guess they didn't make enough to have a profit to keep a lot of these employees. So, yeah, some breaking news there, guys. So thanks for covering that, Samantha. I guess we can kind of kick things off then with the regular news article that we have for the lineup this evening. Lots of news to discuss, lots of announcements too. So let's go right to it. We have I guess a bundle for a very popular free-to-play game coming to the Switch. This is the Fortnite bundle. And what are they calling this?
Yeah, so they're calling this the Double Helix bundle.
Excellent. And this includes what? Actually, this is a free-to-play game, so I guess we're getting some kind of special items in the game too. Is that right?
Right, and of course, I'm not familiar with Fortnite too much, so I'm sure this will be more meaningful to people who are. But so it's coming with 1,000 V-Bucks
in-game currency. Yeah.
And then the Double Helix set, which includes a unique outfit, a back bling, a glider, and a pickaxe.
Cool. When I first saw this, I'm like, why are they doing Fortnite as a bundle? Because it's a free-to-play game, but they're giving V-Bucks, which is a little extra bonus there, plus exclusive items. That's pretty cool too. So I can see these probably selling pretty good for the holidays and on forth. So we see a lot of bundles coming for the Switch now, which they should have been around earlier for me when I bought my Switch, but they weren't. But very cool. So Fortnite bundle, Double Helix bundle, guys, goes for $299.99. That's available on October 5th, so just a couple weeks away. All right, we also have a new update too for the Switch, which is what number? 6.0, is that right?
Yes.
And what do we know with this? Was this for the online service or something different?
Yeah, so it did some other things too, but yes, the major thing was enabling the online features, including the save data backup if you're using the cloud backup with the online service. Now let's see, what did they also do? Well, they added the feature so that now if you are uploading screenshots from your album to social media, you can now add up to 4 at once.
Oh, nice.
They added some more icons, and it looks like they added the ability to have non-primary consoles linked to your Nintendo account, which will let you play your digital games. And I think a few other things. So those are the big ones.
Yeah, there was like when I updated it said like updating controllers. And like, what's it doing to my controllers? It was pretty odd. So, any little patch notes in there or anything like that regarding the controllers at all that we know of? I was curious about that.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. I brought up their change history here. Let me see if it says anything about the controllers.
Probably just firmware, probably in the controllers. I'm guessing for something. Probably stability, maybe.
Compatibility improvements have been made for a controller licensed by Nintendo. So just in compatibility improvements, it looks like.
Okay, so there you go, 6.0, guys. I'm sure you're all probably on that. If you're not, why not? 6.0. We could use another update though regarding like themes and folders, but I digress. Moving along, we have some new games, ports, localizations to talk about. So we have the first one up is Silver Chains, announced for all major platforms for spring of 2019. What kind of game is Silver Chains, Samantha?
Yeah, so this is a survival horror game, a first-person horror game that will be focusing on story and exploration. They also talked about puzzles that you'll be solving, and I believe there's no combat, so I believe you'll have to run or hide when you encounter enemies. So they're going to be focusing on the story and on solving puzzles.
Cool. No combat. That's a pretty interesting idea. Yeah, running and hiding, I don't mind that at all. I do that a lot in Fortnite. I've run and hide in Fortnite a lot, so I'm used to that. All right, our next game is Alwa's Awakening. Will be ported to the Switch on September 27th, so I guess this has been already out on other platforms, is that right?
Right, at least the PC. I'm not sure if it's been out on anything else yet.
And this is a platformer?
Yes, an 8-bit platformer, a Metroidvania-style exploration with an interconnected world.
Very nice. Yeah, the very artistic-looking graphics here. I like that a lot, so that's really cool. And that's available in about 6 days, guys. September 27th, being ported to the Switch. Next up is Tricky Towers, also being ported to the Switch. October 11th, going for $14.99. What kind of gameplay is Tricky Towers?
So this is a pretty simple idea. For one, you're basically stacking bricks and you're trying to build, I guess, the tallest tower or the most stable tower. It's a competitive game, so sort of a competitive physics game.
Physics, okay, awesome. Awesome. I like physics games. What about you guys in chat? Let me know if you like physics games in chat. I really do. All right, so also Puyo Puyo is becoming an esports, I guess, game. Is that right?
Yes, they've announced the next entry in the series, Puyo Puyo Esports. So this is a competitive version of the game that has been cleared by the official esports union.
Wow.
And so this is, yes, they're also going to make an arcade version of it. So this is like taking things from the previous entries and like sort of adapting it for an esports style.
Very cool. And this is for Japan only, correct? That we know of so far?
So far, at least, yes.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
that will be October 25th.
Awesome. This is actually a really good game on the Switch as well, guys, with the online, everything. There's lots of modes, plus you have Tetris 2 mixed in. You can do Tetris or Puyo Puyo or the mixture. So very cool. Then we have some arcade archives here versus Excitebike was announced for Japan on September 21st, which is today. And these arcade archives are taking the older games, kind of adding new features. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So I guess there's some online leaderboards with Excitebike now?
Yes, and it also says that you'll be able to create custom tracks and race against your friends as well.
Very cool. So it's Arcade Archives versus Excitebike. We also have some big news here regarding Sega Genesis Classics. Being ported to the Switch, and they'll be both physically and digitally this winter, which is nice. And these also have a bunch of updates too, I think online as well. Is that right?
Oh, let me see.
I think I read that somewhere.
So I think it's got online multiplayer, the achievements, mirror modes. Well, you don't have to have achievements on the Switch version.
Right.
Yes, and save states, all the things that usually come with these older collections. So yes, the online multiplayer is included.
Very cool.
And there's 50 games in this collection.
Wow. Any kind of word on pricing for this yet?
Oh boy, I don't think they said. Let me double check in case they've updated it.
Yeah, as you check that, I'll tell a story. I used to, I had a Sega Genesis as a kid, so I'm a really big fan of all of these games. I went from NES to Sega Genesis. I missed the Super Nintendo, so don't hate me for it, guys. My friend had one, so I'm okay. We used to exchange games all the time, but so no pricing for this yet, Samantha?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, no problem. I'm very curious about the online multiplayer, though, being added into some of these games, so I'll keep my eyes out for this one. Moving along, we have, is this Nirvana or Nirvana was announced for the Switch?
Yes, Nirvana, and if you see the spelling and the way they structure that title and think that looks familiar, yes. This is the sequel to Valhalla, or at least set in the same series and from the same developers. So again, this is going to be another sort of visual novel, drink mixing cyberpunk game. And so this is actually quite a ways out. This was announced for 2020.
Wow. Very cool. It's a couple years away. Yeah, lots of time for this one to come out then. Awesome. All right, next up is A Gummy's Life. Will be ported to the Switch on September 25th, a few days away for $14.99. What kind of gameplay is A Gummy's Life? It's a very simple game, I believe, right?
Yes, so this is a party fighting game. So it came out first for the PC, I believe, and so now it's coming to the Switch. So
Excellent.
You'll be fighting as various gummies in various different game modes with up to 8 players. And it looks like they have both online and local co-op, or not co-op, competitive multiplayer.
Okay, very cool. So that's A Gummy's Life. Moving along in the News Bites article, we have Astalon Tears of the Earth. I believe this is like a space fighting game or something, action game. It was announced for the Switch on all major platforms for 2019. Any more details for this?
Fantasy.
Fantasy?
I don't think, it's like you've got a wizard.
Oh, okay. I must confuse it for one of the other ones here, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got some space games coming later
Yeah.
on. Yeah, but so this is a retro style game. It's actually styled after games from the 80s. And yeah, so you're controlling 3 characters who are exploring some sort of dark, twisted tower, as they describe it, and solving puzzles and fighting monsters and trying to make your way to the top of the tower.
Awesome. And again, this is Aslan Tears of the Earth. Moving on, we have Devil Engine. It was announced for the Switch, PS4, and PC for 2019. And what is Devil Engine?
Yeah, so these are all coming like from the same publisher, actually. The last one we just mentioned, and now this one, I think a couple others coming up. So
this is like a
Dang
shmup, I think,
Entertainment,
right?
For TGS, maybe they came up with a whole bunch of announcements. So yeah, so this one is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Let's see. So this was another retro style game with pixel art, and let me see if there's anything else. 8 different game modes. Right, so old school style shoot 'em up.
Sure, awesome. Yeah, so we got some more, I guess, mixed into this bundle from the same publisher. Is that right? Same developer?
Yes, I think
a few more.
this next one is them as well.
Yeah. So we have, is this Ray9 was announced for the Switch and PC for 2019. And I'm not sure what this is. We can look it up really quick. Let's see here.
So this one's a platformer.
Platformer, okay. Very cool. Yeah, let me read it. Let's see. 8-bit 2D platformer. About an immortal knight. There you go. Trying to avenge her friend Ren by killing a dragon. So there you go. Dragons are involved. I'm all for this one. Moving along. I think a couple more mixed in here too. Maybe not. Eve Burst Error R will be ported to the Switch in Japan in October. And what is this? This is different.
This is a visual novel. We've had a lot of visual novels that we've discussed, especially in Japan. Unclear yet how many of these things will be localized. But yeah, so this is a well, it calls it a psycho thriller. So this is a murder mystery visual novel that is coming in Japan to the Switch. Hopefully it'll be localized eventually.
Okay, great. And moving along, we have an action shoot 'em up game called Astabreed. And this will be ported to the Switch. No date yet, so I guess as we learn this, we'll pass it along to you guys. But that's Astabreed. Any more details for this one, Samantha?
Oh, nothing in particular, although this is a mech shooter. And so it looks like this one came to the PC and PS4 in the past, so now it's coming to the Switch. But they haven't said anything about the release date yet.
Just an announcement. Yeah. Okay. All right, moving along in the News Bites, guys, we have... thanks for the likes and hearts on Facebook. I appreciate that very much. And thanks for joining us on YouTube, guys, as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Momodara, Reverie Under the Moonlight, will be ported to the Switch. And what is this?
Yes, well, I'm not too familiar with the series, but so this is the 4th game in the Momodara series. They are 2D platformers. And so let me see now. I thought I had read that this one was different than the other ones. I think I'm getting my games confused now. I think this is a little Metroidvania like I think the other ones are too.
Gotcha. It looks like it's the same vein as the other ones. Yeah. It's tough to keep up with some of these games sometimes. My gosh.
So many games have been announced.
I know. They all come out in like bunches too. Not just like little trickles. It's a bunch of games at once. So no problem. Then also the spiritual successor, Minoria, was announced for the Switch and PC for 2019 as well. And is this the same kind of gameplay or different? Is this something else?
Yes. It's not going to be quite the same, but yeah, so this is intended to be a spiritual successor to Momodara. And so this is, and this is another one from Dane Entertainment. I said we had a whole bunch of these. Yeah, so it's another 2D game, although they've mentioned that it is going to be using like HD. So it's an HD format with aesthetics mixing 2D hand-painted background, cel-shaded characters.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is another 2D game, and it's going to be similar to Momodaro. They do have a trailer out showing the first little bit of gameplay, I believe.
Excellent. All right, and then moving along, we have Summer in Mara, announced for the Switch, also the PS4 and PC for 2019. If you like farming and crafting, this game might be for you actually too, because I think it's a single-player game with a lot of farming, crafting, and kind of adventure-type gameplay. So, any other details for this one, Samantha?
No, nothing in particular. Just 2019. They haven't said too much else about it yet. But yes, they called it a summer adventure with farming and crafting.
Great. All right, so we're getting a remaster here of Romancing Saga 3 announced for numerous platforms, including the Switch, for early 2019 in Japan. And what kind of is this an RPG, I'm guessing?
Yes, I think one of the others, I think, is on the Switch, or I think we were talking about one in Japan at least. I think we were talking about that a while ago. So yeah, so this is another one of the role-playing games in the Saga series. And so yes, this is coming to lots of different systems, including the Switch. And I'm not sure if they've said yet if there's going to be any differences in the remaster compared to the original or not.
Okay. As we learn it, we'll pass it along to all of you listening and watching. All right. Yumi Yetsusu Remaster was announced for the Switch, PS4, Vita, and Vita. Wow, Vita's still in there too. Excellent. That surprised me, actually. I just saw that now. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So Vita's still getting some games, guys, and the PC too for Japan, February 2019, with localization likely, which is good news. And what kind of gameplay is this?
This is a visual novel, and unlike the title might suggest, I don't believe it's a remaster of anything.
Oh, wow.
The remaster, I thought, oh, it's a remaster.
Yeah.
No, it seems like that's a completely new game. Previously, there was a week when we talked about Love Addiction. This is coming from the same team.
Okay.
The same developers. So if you enjoyed that one, you might enjoy this one too. Yeah, so this is a visual novel about the main character seems to be working at a game studio. And so the thing about the localization being likely is that the official website has options to look at it in English and Chinese. So people were thinking maybe it's going to be localized. And so they asked the studio, who said that they haven't decided, but it'll probably happen eventually, basically. They said it will undoubtedly happen in due time. Okay. They're just wondering if they'll be able to have a simultaneous release or not. So localization is looking pretty good for that.
Oh, great. Great news then. Awesome. Moving along in the news bites, we have Planetarian, the Reverie of a Little Planet, is coming to the Switch in spring of 2019, so next year, early next year. And what kind of gameplay is this?
Oh, this is another visual novel. We are getting a lot of these ones.
Man, the Switch has like tons of them now. I'll be curious to see what the percentage is for the library for this genre of visual novels, but go ahead, Samantha.
So this one is specifically a kinetic novel, which means there aren't any choices or anything, just the story.
Okay. Excellent. And then Blaze Blue making some news here again. Central Fiction Special Edition was announced for the Switch. And what is this all about?
Yes, so they haven't said too much about it yet. I believe they just kind of made the announcement and didn't say anything else. But Blaze Blue Central Fiction came out 2 years ago, I guess, for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3, and then it came to the PC in 2017. So it looks like this is going to be some sort of, well, special edition, like the title says, of that for the Switch.
Okay, great. And you guys watch, I do have the cross-tag battle up because I couldn't find any of the graphics for this other one. So keep in mind, it's different than this one here, guys. This is the fighting game here, available right now on the Switch, too. So a little bit different. All right, then Ubisoft announced Sports Party for the Switch October 30th. And this has a bunch of different sports games with human characters, looking characters, I guess. What kind of gameplay, what kind of sports are going to be included in this? Do we know?
All right, so yes. So this is going to have 6 outdoor sports games. And it's going to be, let's see, frisbee, jet ski, basketball, golf, skateboarding, and beach tennis. So you'll be playing with your friends in these various games. And it should be pointed out that there is a sports party for the Wii from Ubisoft, but this doesn't appear to be a remaster or anything. This looks like it's an entirely new game, just using the same title. Any word of online play or anything like that being involved in this one? Oh, let me see. I would have thought that they would have mentioned it if it had it or not. Let me see.
If they didn't mention it, probably not going to be involved in the game then.
Yeah, it seems like I'm only seeing references to playing at home or in
so
tabletop
probably
modes. I don't see anything about online yet.
Gotcha. Probably mostly local co-op. Okay, no problem. All right, we're moving on to release dates, and we got a bunch of them for you in our news article, guys. We got about 6 or 7, maybe. We have South Park making the news here. And what's the date for South Park: The Stick of Truth?
Yeah, so this will be out on September 25th for $29.99.
And I believe that will be also physically and digitally, yeah?
I believe so. I'll double check that quick.
I know the first game, I think, was physical, if I remember correctly, that came to the Switch. Just was curious about that.
Looks like this only says eShop so far.
Ooh, okay. I'm pretty sure the other one is physical, too. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. But, okay. No problem. Then we have October 16th, bringing us NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. with a new trailer available. You can check it out on the website, guys, NintendoChitChat.com. It goes for $29.99. And then we got some more sports for you. October 30th brings you Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition for $29.99. So there's your first football game on the Switch, and actually pretty fun, actually. This is a pretty, like, kind of graphic, gory type football game, as you can see. There's blood on the screen right now, so looking forward to this. This is actually a pretty good series. I like this style of games, so looking forward to this one. And then what comes to us in December, Samantha?
So December 13th, this is in Japan only so far, the release of Daedalus, The Awakening of Golden Jazz, which, as we discussed previously, is in the Jake Hunter series, sort of like a prequel.
Mm-hmm. Great. And then early 2019, we get the physical edition of Demo, not Demo, Demo, for $39.99. So a physical edition of that. And then 2019 brings us You Know, Why You Know, not You Know, remake. And again, it's for 2019. What kind of gameplay, what kind of game is You Know?
This is fairly familiar. I'm pretty sure this is a visual novel.
Looks like it. From the screenshot, looks like a visual novel to me. All right. So we got some trailers and details here regarding a bunch of games, including one of Samantha's ones you're looking forward to, I think, the most, right?
Yes.
The Anniversary Bundle for the Americas and Premium Edition. So I guess, are these including the same things, or are these editions different now for Tales of Vesperia?
They are different.
Ooh, okay. So what break it down for us if you can.
All right, so I've got up the list here. So Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition Anniversary Bundle, which is coming to the Americas. This will include the game, a metal case featuring Rapide. I think I'm saying that right. That's the dog. A memorial art book, and a set of 3 acrylic character keychains featuring Yuri, Patty, and Flynn, and an exclusive diorama display case stage. And so now then we'll move on to the Premium Edition, which is coming to Europe and Southeast Asia. And so this is coming with a copy of the game, a Premium Edition box, the same metal case as in the other one, a 4-CD soundtrack, the memorial art book, a collectible card set, a pin badge set, and a set of Chibi-Chara stickers.
Wow. So which one do you prefer? I'll put you in them. Which one do you want the most if you had to get one?
Well, yeah, if I had the choice, I would go with the Premium Edition, since that comes with the soundtrack and the cards and everything. It seems like the other bundle gets that diorama, and that's like taking the place of all the other things. But the other one sounds better to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's 2 different bundles.
Why don't they just make one for the whole world? I can make it. These choices sometimes are really frustrating, but okay. So there's 2 editions, guys. One for the Americas, Anniversary Bundle, and one for Europe and Southeast Asia, the Premium Edition for Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. All right. So great job, Samantha. Thanks for that. Go ahead.
When they first announced it, there were originally some concerns because they released these images that show all the stuff. And on the Switch box art, you could just see at the top this little notification that Nintendo puts on cases when it requires a download.
Oh.
But Bandai Namco confirmed that no, even though it looks like that in the image, it does not require a download. So I don't know if that's an old image or what, but so don't worry about that. They say it's not true.
So you're actually getting a physical edition of the game in there too, is what you're saying, right?
Right, yeah, like the notification that they put on if like you have to actually to get a required update or something like that. So people were concerned, but they say don't worry.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. That's good news then. Okay, so we got a trailer out for episode 2 then of the Walking Dead Telltale series, the final season. And again, the news broke earlier today that they're going, I guess, bankrupt in a sense. Is that right, Samantha? To break it down for you pretty quickly.
It seems like it, yes.
Yeah. So. All right, so check out the trailer, guys, on NintendoChitChat.com for episode 2 of the final season of this. We also got a new trailer out for the missing J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories. Anything new in this trailer to talk about, Samantha?
Well, this is the first real look at some of the gameplay that we're getting, because before we weren't entirely sure what it's going to be like, so you can watch this to actually see some of the gameplay in action, because we just had those weird descriptions of using the character's disjointed body.
Subliminal messaging going on.
Weird. It doesn't look, it looks brutal, but it doesn't look quite as creepy as the description make it sound, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, okay, good. That's good news then. Because, what we were talking about before, I'm like, what is going on with this game? But the trailer should probably relieve some of that thought, and imagination going wild. So there we go. So Level 5's TGS website has a new Yokai Watch 4 screenshot. Big news here. And the game has a playable demo at TGS as well. And again, for those who don't know, what is TGS? Tokyo Game Show. Yeah, so any other details regarding this one, Samantha?
Well, two big things have sort of come out from the gameplay demo that's available. The first being how the combat system works, because we heard, I believe, that they were going to try something a little different, or they were going to update it. So it looks now as though you'll be able to control the human character and actually attack yourself while your yokai still attack on their own. Some people have been comparing it to the combat system in the first Ni no Kuni, which was also by level 5. So hopefully we'll get to see more about that too. The other thing is that the frame rate is having difficulty, so hopefully they will be able to. It's
probably pretty early on. Yeah, I'm sure they'll fix that for sure. I don't see them doing anything wrong with as far as the game, how it plays, and performance issues, because they always have good performance, I think, with their games, and good graphics as well. So looking forward to this. All right, guys, moving along to Dark Souls Remastered. They have a network test. Will run from December 21st, which is today, through the 23rd. So it's actually available in the eShop as well. You can download it and be a part of that if you want. So that's for Dark Souls Remastered. Moving along to Pokemon news. Pokemon Let's Go. Another trailer here introduces the Go Park and more. So I guess tell us what the Go Park's all about, Samantha.
All right, so the Go Park, I believe, is, so this is how it's going to be connecting with Pokemon Go. So from what I understand is that you will connect your Pokemon Go to the game, and then your Pokemon from Pokemon Go will enter your Go Park, and then you'll be able to enter the Go Park in Pokemon Let's Go and catch them to then use them in your game.
I kind of like that idea. What do you think of the idea? It's kind of a cool way of doing it.
Seems interesting.
Yeah. Rather than just transferring it directly into the game, you have to kind of catch them again or whatever. That's kind of cool, actually. It's almost like a zoo for Pokemon.
It also mentions that it doesn't have to be just a single account. So if you have a friend who plays Pokemon Go and they want to give you some of their Pokemon for use in your game, you can do that too. So you can connect it to multiple Pokemon Go accounts if you want.
That's
but you can't send games. You can't send Pokemon from your game to Pokemon Go, I believe.
Right, yeah.
But when you transfer your Pokemon, you get some sort of reward. So there is some sort of benefit in Pokemon Go to the transfer as well.
Okay, excellent. So that's for Pokemon Let's Go. And we got new details out via Game Informer about Grandia and Grandia 2 HD Remaster. So what details do we know about this one now, Samantha, for these two remasters?
All right, so just they went through the basic things about, it's going to have updated sprites, and there's going to be visual enhancements to the videos, and the typical things that you would expect. They're going to, for Grandia 2, they mentioned they're going to have the game manual digitally as well. It's going to have, the Switch version is going to have Japanese subtitles, although the odd thing is that it's not coming out in Japan. So that was the big surprise out of this.
That's really weird.
Grandia and Grandia 2 HD Remaster. This is a remaster of 2 Japanese games that are actually getting Japanese audio and subtitles, but it's not coming out in Japan, so that was odd.
There's some really odd things going on. I don't know why these decisions are made, but whoever's doing these decisions, I guess, has some knowledge I don't have, so all the better for them, I guess. Really interesting details here, so. All right, we'll move along to SNK 40th Anniversary Collection here. A new trailer introduces Street Smart and Prehistoric Isle. And I guess, are these 2 new games, or what are these things to the collection?
No, these are two more. Well, they've been announcing them like 2 at a time over the past few weeks. The games are going to be in this collection. So these are both from 1989.
Wow.
Street Smart is a beat 'em up.
Oh, cool.
And Prehistoric Isle looks like a horizontal shooter in a world full of dinosaurs.
Very cool. And I should have looked it up before the podcast. Do we know how many games are actually in the collection right now? They've been announcing so many games lately. It's like after week, it's like 2 and 3 and 4. They're adding to it already. It's like probably over 40 by now, at least. I'm guessing.
I think they announced that they announced that there was going to be 10 more coming after the launch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let me look up and see when they first announced it, if they said how many there are going to be total. Let me see.
put you on the spot.
Because it looks like it's coming with at least 13. But then there's going to be more announced after.
There's got to be 40. It's a 40th anniversary. I'm just guessing 40. That's my guess. At the very end of everything, from the free extra games for the DLC, I'm sure there'll be more of those coming to you probably. So it's like 23 games. I see one article here. That probably includes the 10.
Oh yeah, it's probably counting the 10.
Bonus,
yes, 13 from the original announcement, and then 10 that they say will come after the launch.
Okay, so my guess here is for 40 games in the end of this, after everything's said and done. 40 for 40th anniversary. So that's cool. All right, got a few more things to talk about with Samantha here in the News Bites, guys. Bunch of little announcements here. A new trailer out for Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody, along with a spoiler-filled trailer for World of Final Fantasy. So make sure you guys don't watch that if you don't want any spoilers. And a trailer for Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered as well. Any details regarding these trailers besides the one that has spoilers in it?
Oh, no, just general overview trailers about the game. And yes, I did put that in specifically because I played World of Final Fantasy on the Vita. So I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, I'm surprised they put that scene in. Oh, I'm not sure they should have put that scene in. Oh, yeah. Why did they put that scene in? So I don't know if, with no context for the scenes, if it probably isn't as bad. But there are some really late game scenes in the trailer. Yeah, I don't know why they picked those to use.
They're like, Nintendo fans should just be happy, Nintendo fans. This game's to be in the system. But that's cool.
I feel like maybe they wanted to have some like really exciting moments, so they decided to pull some from the climax. But yeah. That could be. Lots of spoilers in that trailer.
Okay, so keep your eyes out for that, guys. Make sure you know that now. We have it in quotes here, or in brackets, I should say, on the news article too. So you know there's spoilers in that trailer if you click on it. So don't hate us for it. We didn't do it. All right, Capcom introduced Tundra Man for Mega Man 11, and I guess Tundra Man is all about ice and snow. I'm guessing for Tundra. Is that right?
Yes, so Tundra Man was a robot who was supposed to watch environmental changes in very cold places on the planet, and somehow he got distracted by watching ice skating championships, and so now he is an ice skating robot.
What?
And so, I'm just reading the official announcement.
What kind of game is this? This is Mega Man. What are we talking about?
So they're given the boss's backstory here. Ever since that fateful day, Tundra Man has dedicated his life to the fine art of figure skating and now claims a frozen museum as his new lair, with the hopes of one day displaying his icy art form to the world. So yes, wow. It's interesting. So I guess this museum is the place that you will be traveling through in Tundra Man's levels.
Okay, very cool. So Mega Man 11 news there for y'all. And happy birthday, Demetrius. This is his birthday tomorrow, so everyone wish him a happy birthday. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys send him some money in the mail as well, or via PayPal. I don't know why, but you could. So happy birthday, Demetrius, a Spotlight member out there. All right, so the first trailer is out for Omega Labyrinth Life. And what does the trailer actually show us, Samantha, for this game? Anything in particular?
Oh, well, this is probably not the sort of trailer you should watch when anyone is standing behind you. Very interesting trailer. Shows some of the characters, shows some of the dubious gameplay. So yeah, so it shows some of the normal gameplay too, with some of the dungeon crawling, and I believe it's dungeon crawling. The it's a roguelike, I guess, roguelike RPG. So yeah, so it's interesting trailer. I also heard that they are hoping that they will be able to localize this, so that should be very interesting to see how this works out. Because,
for sure.
Yeah, this is the same series where the previous game in the series, you might have seen the controversy around it, where Sony refused to publish it in the West, even though it had gone through the ESRB and everything.
Oh yeah.
They just said no. So that was that. So it will be very. I remember joking at the time, wouldn't it be funny if Nintendo decided to release it? So it'll be very interesting if this new one is actually localized.
That's very weird. Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo's all in, guys, with all kinds of games. So there you go. And we got some new details revealed for farming in Dragon Quest Builders 2. So it's been a while for hearing anything regarding this title. And what kind of farming details have been revealed for this game, Samantha?
All right, so now I never actually played the first one. I played the demo for it, but I never played the full game. But I understand that there was some sort of farming element in that one, but it looks like they are expanding it here. So it's basically you'll be able to set things up so that your inhabitants of the island will be able to start plowing the fields, and then you'll be able to plant crops, and they'll water the plants, and you also fight monsters that are attacking your plants. So it seems like the farming element has been expanded somewhat.
Okay, that sounds pretty good to me. All right, moving along, then a new banner of the Maid trailer shows gameplay features. Any kind of features you want to know about or talk about on the podcast, Samantha?
Oh, well, this is a strategy RPG, I believe. So it just gives like a general overview. I think there's like little captions talking about the story and stuff too. That shows some of the combat preparation and how you'll be using your units and things like that. So just a general overview, shows terrain effects, weather effects, all those sorts of things. Okay,
excellent. And I had to bat my eyes here and rub some water in them, make sure I was awake with this, because Super Bomberman R is out with a new version, 2.2. So this is an update to the game. What was added now? Is this, I guess, adding in features that was released with the, I guess, when the game went multi-plat recently, or what? What's been added to it?
Well, this is an update for all versions. Okay. This is adding 5 new characters. Wow. 3 new stages. Looks like a new battle rule, some new accessories, and a few other little fixes. So yeah, so this is a sizable update. Yeah, and this game really originally launched on the Switch, guys, so it's been out for a while now, and Konami here continuing to do really well. Actually, this game sold pretty decent for them too, so it's nice that they're showing some more support for this and for the owners of this game. So I'm gonna actually get back into playing it too. It's been a long time, and it's a lot of fun. So Super Bomberman R is version 2.2 out right now. All right, so Android 17 will become a DLC character for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And how much is that character going to be? Yeah, so that will be $4.99. Okay. And that's for later this month. So I guess in the next week or so, you should have that available for you guys for purchase. Moving along to a few little pieces, or a couple pieces of Nintendo 3DS news here. Kick things off, we have Atlas is revealed, Etrian Odyssey Nexus Launch Edition. And what's included in the Launch Edition, Samantha? Yeah, so it looks like this will be coming with, well, the game, of course. I hope so. An art book. There was a game once had a collector's edition that didn't include the game. Yeah. I always feel the need Companies to mention do that. The game. Yeah. So this is coming with a special launch edition box, an art book, and a pin of the character Vivian. Okay, very cool. And what's the release date for this? Do we have that? I forget what the release date is for this. Do we know yet? Yes, February 5th. Okay, so February 5th of 2019. All right. Then we have the opening movie we released for Persona Q2. Anything regarding the opening movie for this, Samantha, to talk about? Oh, no, nothing in particular. Just shows, some animated scenes for the intro. Okay. All right, and that concludes our news bites for episode 36 of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast, guys. We'll take a break here with Samantha, and we'll be bringing on our community manager, Amber, to recap this week's streams after the break, guys. So be right back, hang tight, and bring in your friends.
You're listening to the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast with your hosts, Eddy Ray and Samantha Linehard. We'll be right back after the short break. Grab the audio version of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast on iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, or Player FM. Support this podcast by blasting that like button, sharing the stream, and subscribing right now. You're listening to the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast with your hosts, Eddy Ray and Samantha Linehard.
All right, guys, and we're back with episode 36 of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast. Eddy Ray with you here. I want to introduce you guys to our community manager, Amber. Amber, welcome to the podcast for the very first time.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for joining us for today. We'll be doing this hopefully once a week or so as we can. as the schedules work. So we're going to recap, I guess, this past week's streams and what's to come, plus some things on Discord that's happening too, to keep you all informed of what's going on. So, Amber, what happened on Monday? What stream did we have?
We had Mario Kart 8.
Excellent. And what kind of racing did we do?
150cc.
Now, why are you laughing at that?
Because somebody can't do 200cc.
And who would that be? I have no idea who you're talking about. Yeah, I can't do it. I run into the wall too quickly, so. I run into the wall on 150cc as so as it is, guys, so. To have a fun stream, we do 150cc. Plus, what kind of items do we do, Amber?
We did frantic item.
Yeah, frantic items all the time on our stream. Makes it a lot of fun. We also did some battles, too, during that stream on Monday. We had a bunch of people. We had probably 10 or 12 racing with us at once, in and out actually during the night. And you were racing with us too. And I think a lot of us were really rusty at this game. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we've been playing a lot of Fortnite, other games too. So I didn't touch Mario Kart for, it probably was a couple of months. You can hate me now for saying that, but it was a couple of months. But don't worry, because coming up, I think it's next week on YouTube, we scheduled Mario Kart 8 again. Deluxe, of course. So join us then, guys, for that community stream. All right, Amber, so what happened during the rest of the week here? I guess going to Tuesday?
Yeah, you played some SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy.
Yeah, we did it on Facebook Gaming, so if you missed that, it's uploaded to YouTube as well. It's also archived on Facebook Gaming. This is the all-female roster fighting game. We have a support character and a main character you can kind of tag in and out during the match. And one thing caught your eye, didn't it, Amber? What caught your eye during the stream?
Oh my goodness, the outfits. They were awesome.
Yeah, so I was using Terry Bogard, which is a new character in the game. Not really new per se, but it's a female character. The character is actually a male character for SNK. But now it's a female character for this game. It's pretty cool. And I bought a whole outfit for her, I think. Sunglasses, a tattoo, cool clothing. You can customize almost everything with the character. So that's a fun little feature in the game.
Boots.
And boots, too. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so moving along, we played some Paladins on Wednesday. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, some squad action and 1v1.
Yeah, for the first time we did 1v1 with you guys, so we had Amber in there. And it was kind of hard, too, because 1v1s, if you don't choose the right characters, could be a really big mismatch, I guess, because I think it kind of was. I had Lex, I think, who was really great at attacking and stealth kind of thing, and you had Ash, right, who was a little bit slower.
Ash. Yeah.
Does more damage, though. But a pretty good matchup there. And then I think it was Frank who had Strix against me. And that was a really intense sniper battle back and forth for 8 minutes. He ended up winning 5-3. Yeah, so it was a pretty good matchup, too. So we're doing more Paladins as well, and that's coming up, actually, is that tomorrow, Amber? I think it is, yeah?
Yeah, tomorrow.
And what time
on
tomorrow?
YouTube. It will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome. We'll be doing more squad action and 1v1. So if you guys want to join us, we'll be doing Spotlight members, mods as well to join us then. So we'll probably go for a couple of hours during that stream. So join us then for more Paladin squad action, n-sane Wizards, and 1v1s. Now let's talk a little bit about, well, I guess we can mention Rocket League too, because we had Thursday was Rocket League last night, and we had a fun time there. Also, let's talk about Boom as well, Amber. So we've been doing how many queues for Boom this past week?
This week we did 2 queues.
Yeah, I think we'll keep it that. You think so as well? Is that a good number, I think, for now? I think.
Yeah, when it was at 3, it was really hard to get it to actually queue the Boom.
Right, and queue it in time to actually get the actual replay we wanted. Yeah, so if you guys missed the replays, then they can go to Discord too. There's a whole channel for that, right?
Right.
And that is the Boom replay channel in Discord. So we'll be using Boom throughout most of our streams, guys, especially the high action ones like Rocket League, Paladins, and Fortnite, stuff like that. So keep in mind, Boom, type in exclamation boom for the queue in the stream. Only for YouTube right now. Hopefully they'll be adding it to Facebook soon, but that's not added to Facebook yet. So, all right, Amber, so we're adding also new emoji to Discord, so let's talk about that. Which ones we added in the past week? I guess Fortnite, right?
Yeah, we did some Fortnite emojis. We did the bush, we did the bomber girl, the Rift Edge, quite a few actually.
The shotgun as well, I believe you have added in there too, yeah. And the shield potion, so And we're adding in some more. We added also in a whole slew of ones for Rocket League, right?
Yeah, we did. I think 5 or 6 Rocket League ones.
Yeah, so some people asked about the emoji themselves. So I guess let's discuss and talk about that. What are we doing with the emoji? How are we going to go about this in the future here for the next few months at least?
We're going to change them like based on what games you're playing the most. That way they can actually be using the emojis for the games you're into right now.
I think that's a really good idea. So the games we'll be playing, guys, we'll be adding emotes or emojis for that in Discord as we can. We'll be deleting some out and kind of recycling things that we can too. There's only a certain number of slots for just the regular ones. I do have Discord Nitro for myself, so I can use animated GIFs, which is really nice, or emotes or emoji. But if you don't have that, you can't use that. I know. I think a lot of people are actually. See, like, how are you doing that? Well, Discord Nitro, you can buy it per month or for the year for $50. But so we'll keep going. We actually have. We're probably gonna add these tonight, maybe. Yeah. Maybe
we're bringing Paladin emojis.
Yeah. Do you think we'll have time tonight to actually add these, or maybe next week we'll be adding them in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get them tonight.
Okay, very cool. So look for those soon. We can actually use them tomorrow, then, for the stream, possibly. It'd be fun.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap things up with Amber here, our community manager, who does all of our Facebook and Discord posts for the streams that we do. Let's do some shout-outs, Amber. Go ahead, take it away for us.
Yeah, we're going to give some shout-outs to the Rated E Club sponsors. We have BWA Switch, Christina Nina 19, Highway 9, Anita Shelton, JKW 123 Star, aka Jaggy, and Katetsu Takai.
All right, awesome. And thanks for your sponsorships, guys. We appreciate that very, very much. If you guys want to be a part of that club, they can easily do what, Amber? How would they do that? How would they join us?
They sponsor you on YouTube. Just click, isn't there a link? Yeah,
it's a little green, I think, like money icon or whatever. I think it's on mobile now, too, which is good.
Yeah,
so they'll click
and you can actually use PayPal or a credit card, I think. Yeah.
Yep. So you can do that per month, or renew it every month if you want to. And you get special emotes. Yeah. So JKW in chat, give us some of your Rated E Club emotes. Show everybody in chat. We love that. And Amber, that was awesome. So thanks for joining us this week's podcast.
All right.
And we'll bring you
Thank
back
you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll bring you back every week if possible to kind of recap everything going on with the community. And we appreciate all of your hard work. So thanks very much, Amber. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So we got Samantha back on the line as well. Welcome back, Samantha.
Thank you.
Let's go into some viewer questions and then our time portal for the rest of the podcast, episode 36 with you guys here. We have a couple questions for this week. And let's kick things off with the very first one here. But if you want to make sure you guys ask your questions, go to, of course, our Discord, NCC-podcast, or email us, NintendoChitChat@gmail.com. The first question from Demetrius. Thanks, Demetrius, and happy birthday to Demetrius again. What do you think of the Nintendo Switch Online service? So I guess I'll ask Samantha first. Samantha, do you actually have the service yet or no?
No, I don't really do much online, so I haven't
okay.
had any need to get the online service yet. So no, I don't really have much of an opinion on it yet. Although I will say that there's nothing really compelling about it that like made me run out and get it. Although I don't play a lot online, so it would have to be the other things. But yeah, so not really much of an opinion here since I don't use online too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. No problem at all. I'm actually really enjoying this for the low cost that it really is for the year. Aside from being able to play the regular games online with people, the NES games that you can play online with each other is awesome. It's super cool. There's like a dozen, I think, games in the little library. You can easily kind of go between them and switch easily between them. You can make a room up for yourself and play offline, or you can set a passcode and have friends join you. And let me tell you, playing Legend of Zelda with friends is really an amazing experience. Being able to switch characters or switch the person who's playing in the middle of a game is really amazing to me. So almost kind of co-op as you're playing online with your friend. It's really amazing. So I'm really happy about that. And hopefully they'll add more NES games to this collection eventually. We will see. I think they will. But for what they're now, it's pretty amazing. Well worth it for me for the investment of $20 for the year. So I'm very happy about this. So thanks, Demetrius, for the question. Great question. Our second question, Samantha, is from Dank. He says, will we see Bayonetta 3 at this year's Game Awards? Good question. What do you think, Samantha?
I think it's possible. They came out recently and said that it's going very well and that they're very excited about it. So that sounds like, things are going along really well. So maybe we'll see something soon. So yeah, since that's several months away yet, I can imagine them having something to show by then. And it was announced at the Game Awards last year, right? So that would also be kind of like a nice, last year we announced it, now here's your first look. So I think that would be nice. And I'm hoping to see it soon. So that would be good. I was hoping to see it at E3, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, so it was missing from E3, so yeah, the Game Awards could be, it's kind of a little first showing here, I think. It would be actually a pretty good spot for it, I believe, so. Dank also had a question, too. I didn't put it in the graphic here, though, but mentioning something regarding, like, next year's E3. What will be the game Nintendo will be showcasing on the floor, like the big game? I don't think we know yet. They've done Breath of the Wild and then Mario Odyssey, so what would be next year for 2019? I guess this is a game we don't know about. It wasn't announced yet, I'm guessing, right?
Do you think Metroid Prime would be like ready by that?
Yeah,
don't
that
know
could be.
Don't know what the year they have that on. Did they even say 2019 or anything? I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure
maybe
if
the
they
next
did.
Pokemon games, maybe if the new Pokemon games are ready by then.
Yeah, that could be. Yep, and of course maybe Animal Crossing. Was that 2020 or 2019?
That was 2019. So yeah, that sounds like a good one.
That could be big too. Yeah. So very curious. Good question, thanks for that. I appreciate that very much. I didn't put it in the graphic here, but I recalled it off the top of my head for you. So thanks for the questions, and you guys let us know in chat what you think will be on the E3 show floor for next year, and we'll come back next year, look back at this podcast, and see if we were right or wrong. So I'm guessing.
Must be completely wrong.
I know it'll be like a new Zelda game or something, right? Or a new Mario platformer or something like that. I have no idea, but yeah. So Metroid, Animal Crossing, maybe Pokemon, probably the top three choices of that. But great questions, Dank. Thanks, Demetrius, as well. And let's talk more about, I guess, our time portal here. No player spotlight for this week. We're still awaiting somebody to show support for a long enough time for that. We have a few that are creeping up there, but not quite at that limit or at the top of the mountain yet. So, all right. So, what issue is this, Samantha, for the time portal? Is it issue 33? Okay, 33. Excellent. And some good choices here. We have Crash Bandicoot appearing in the time portal. What game is this?
Yeah, so this is Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. This came out on September 22nd, 2002 to the GameCube. I believe it came out on the other systems first, but so that was when it came to the GameCube. And so this was the first time Crash Bandicoot came to a Nintendo system, because The Wrath of Cortex was the first time that it went multi-platform. So this game kind of had a mixed reception. Some people thought it was good. Other people thought that it was actually too similar to the predecessors. What I found interesting was that the GameCube version, it seems like people were really divided on. Like looking it up, there was like some quotes that people had to say about the GameCube version, with like one reviewer saying that it's by far the worst of the three, and then the like another reviewer saying that it's on par with the PlayStation 2 version, and another reviewer saying that it's actually a little better than the PlayStation 2 version. So it seems like people's opinions of the GameCube version's performance was kind of all over the place.
Interesting. And those opinions never change in video games. You still have those opinions today, kind of going back and forth with all these games coming out. Well, it was better on this platform or worse on this platform. But yeah, it's kind of interesting being the GameCube. But very cool. So Crash Bandicoot making an appearance here on the time portal. I think maybe a couple times now. So there we go. Moving along, we got some Pokemon mixed in here too. So this is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon coming to North America. And what date?
Yeah, so this was September 18th, 2006. So this was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team, the first in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, coming to North America for the first time. And so one of the interesting things with this one is that Red Rescue Team was for the Game Boy Advance, and it was in fact the last Pokemon game on the Game Boy Advance, while Blue Rescue Team was on the DS.
That's right. Yeah, I do recall that. And we haven't seen a Mystery Dungeon game for a while. I think the last one was Super Mystery Dungeon 5 or so years ago. So it's been a while. I'm sure this series will still show itself maybe on the Switch at some point. But that's very cool. So moving along, we got a couple Kirby games in here. This is really interesting too. So let's do this. So Kirby Superstar comes to North America on what date?
So this was September 20th, 1996. So we're going back quite a ways now. So this was a game advertised as having 8 games in one. So basically it had 7 main modes and then a mini game mode that had smaller games. It also had co-op so that players could play together. And the basic idea behind the multiple modes was so that you would be playing through a mode and reach the ending much sooner than if it was one large game.
Interesting. I love this game, actually. I played this a lot. And let's go to the next one then, because this game has been, what? It was remade, is that right?
Yes, so this is September 22nd, 2008, which is the anniversary of Kirby Superstar Ultra, which was a remake of Kirby Superstar for the Nintendo DS. And so this had everything from the original, but also added 4 new modes, 3 new mini games. It updated the translation and had other improvements as well.
Excellent. So we got 2 Kirby games in here, guys. Pokemon, of course, and Crash Bandicoot. So a great little time portal for you guys. Make sure you visit the website at NintendoChitChat.com. Look at the news, look at the time portal. And great job this week, Samantha. Before we head out, anything you want to plug or talk about?
Oh, just two things I'll mention. First, just to mention again that our Kickstarter is still going for Destiny Chronicles, an action RPG styled after JRPGs that will be coming to the Switch as well as other platforms. And then the second thing that I like to mention is that the Ace Attorney panel is tonight, well, early tomorrow morning, actually. I believe it's midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern time. So we should be waking up tomorrow to some Ace Attorney news, hopefully for the Switch.
Yeah, looking forward to that. We'll probably talk about that next week, next week's podcast, actually, too. So we'll be podcasting again for you guys, I believe, on Friday. So we'll see you next Friday, Samantha. And again, thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too. All right, guys, everybody wish her a good weekend, and Amber as well. Thanks for joining us, Amber, Samantha, and all of you in YouTube chat. Anita, Tyler, JKW, Demetrius, Fluffy, Demetrius, again, happy birthday to you. All of you on Facebook. I'm Eddie Ray from NintendoChitChat.com. Visit us there. We'll see you guys back here next week, if not before. Take care.
Grab the audio version of the Nintendo Chit Chat podcast on iTunes, Google Music, SoundCloud, or Player FM. Support this podcast by blasting that like button, sharing the stream, and subscribing right now.